Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this will be a short video on creating a graphical user interface for interacting with OpenAI's APIs. Okay, so yeah, so you guys might have been right now it's the hottest topic on the internet, right? So yeah, so when you interact with uh, ChatGPT. So you have to open a browser, sign in with your account, and then you have to interact with that, right? So that's well and good. But if you want to use Open AI's API models for your website, for custom website, for custom application, and then yeah, in that case you have to use the APIs that are currently available to the public from OpenAI. Okay. So for that, I was and one thing to note here is that I don't have much experience in developing codes, right? So I relied heavily on ChatGPT to set up uh, like I relied heavily on ChatGPT to create an app that uses the ChatGPT API. Okay. First thing, there is no such thing as ChatGPT API. Okay. So, so that's the most difficult task for interacting with ChatGPT. First thing is that there is no such thing as ChatGPT. Okay. So as you guys can see here, so how long it took me to create this simple graphical user interface for interacting with OpenAI. Okay, so the most interesting thing that happened was I write a prompt saying that I need uh, give me a code. Okay, so generate a code for interacting. So I'm going to develop. So I type like I want to develop an app. Okay, that app is going to use ChatGPT API. Okay, and then it generated a code. Okay, the problem was there is no such thing as ChatGPT API. Okay, so the ones that OpenAI has, they have similar APIs that are open to the public, right? But they don't have a ChatGPT API. Okay, so as you can see here, I was trying uh, very hard. So this is a code that's trying to interact with the ChatGPT API. Okay, so it says that API client. There's no such thing as that API client. Okay, they have something called engine query engine chatbot. Okay, so this engine name is the name of the model that we are going to interact. It says that the engine name is chatbot. Okay, but later on, after like good few hours, I realized that there's no such thing as chatbot engine. Okay, but the funny thing is that when I asked ChatGPT, it says that there is an engine called chatbot. I'm not sure why that is the case, but later on I use a different API that is currently available to the public. Okay, I'm not sure whether it's an error from ChatGPT or is it like ChatGPT OpenAI has an engine called chatbot that they use internally, and then open ChatGPT is aware of that, but that engine is not available to the public. Or is it very good at giving sticking to uh, or it, or the second case is that OpenAI stick to this uh, incorrect result. But in my opinion, it's the first case. Okay, ChatGPT might have been trained uh, on this engine called chatbot, but this AI model is not open to the public yet. Okay, so using this code, I was trying to get the result, but it didn't work because there's no such thing as engine chatbot, which is chatbot. There's no such thing as chatbot. So there's no engine with the name chatbot. Okay, but in future, if they launch an engine called chatbot, then yeah, we might be able to use this line. Okay, so the query, so for the chatbot. So the funny thing is why I truly believe that ChatGPT is trained. I truly believe that ChatGPT is aware of an engine called chatbot, because to win, obviously this line doesn't work. Okay, but the one that work at the end. So I use an engine called Text DaVinci 002. So called Text DaVinci 002. So I was trying different ways of interacting with the APIs. Okay, so right now it's also available on the OpenAI documentation. Okay, so when you want to interact with this DaVinci, this is an AI model that's available to public on the OpenAI website. So when you try to interact with this engine, okay, so when you try to interact with this, we use a function. I think it's a function, okay, called completion dot create. It's about creating the answer. Okay, but on the top, as you have seen earlier, is engine dot query. Okay, so the way the function is different. Okay, and then yeah, so the two main thing that we need is this line. Okay, so we need a way of interacting. So okay, let's go to the one that works. Okay, so finally this is what I have. Okay, the two main thing that you need is just this line: response.openai.completion.create blah 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 blah. Okay, you can forget about this part for now. The main thing is you need this OpenAI library dot completion dot create and then engine, and you have to give the name of the engine. Okay, so what are the available engines right now? So the available ones are model. So these are the letters: Text DaVinci 003, Text Curie, Text Baby 01, Text Ada. Okay, and then Codex, content filter. Yeah, these are the models that they have. Okay, then this is line. So depending on the model, what you have to make, the change that you have to make is the engine name. Okay, and then the response is an object. Okay, so if I, instead of using this line, if I just, okay, I'll do a demo of that. Okay, and then for the graphical user interface that I'll be using, I use, and this is a submodel of Python, Tkinter. Okay, so this would be used for creating the graphical user interface. Okay, so let's try launching this app. Okay, so python 3 py. Okay, when I launch this, so this size, okay, let me reduce the size over here. So let's set it to 500. So it controls the dimension, the length, the breadth and the height of that graphical user. Save it and then close this. Okay, let's launch that command, run that command. Okay, so you have this graphical, so it's a widget, actually it's a widget. Okay, and then on this widget I give it a name, so name comes from frame title on the left hand side. ChatGPT app, if you change the name you'll see a change in the name. Okay, and then the size is determined by this dimension 500 by 500. Okay, so I created entry. Okay, and then give it a name, so the contents will be stored in that frame. Okay, button called submit, name is provided here. Okay, so dot pack, this is a way of this is, I think this is a function used by Tkinter to group all those functions, all those features inside this widget. Okay, so I've created this question field, submit button, and then I just put dot pack, and then it's filled inside this frame. Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay, so whatever that's being entered under this question field, I use this method called dot get and put it answer in the question variable. Variable is where it's a container, it's just like a bucket. Okay, it contains the water. Okay, and then we have already discussed about this, right? So this is the engine name, prom. Okay, so we need something called prom. Okay, so prom, so prom is where the question comes from, right? So this question is the bucket contains the water is from this question field. Okay, that's it. So this line, the name of the engine, the question prom. Okay, this is the token, maximum token, the number of tokens that's accepted by the model. Okay, so one token is equivalent to about 4 letters. That's what the documentation for OpenAI says. Okay, temperature, I think temperature about accuracy, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, I set it to 0.5. Okay, and then whatever the result that's provided is stored, whatever the result that has been generated by this AI model is stored in this another bucket called response. Bucket means I variable, so consider this variable as a bucket. Always think about the variable as a bucket that contains the actual thing. Okay, so the bucket contains the water, the actual thing, the actual useful thing is the water, but without the bucket we cannot even no matter how useful that water is, without bucket, where will you carry it, right? We cannot carry it in our pocket, right? So it will return whatever the result that comes from the OpenAI model, it will be stored here. Okay, so answer label, so we'll be creating another widget. Okay, so we are, this is another widget. Okay, so it is generated using generated using Tkinter. Okay, so message box. Okay, this is also a feature from Tkinter. So info. Okay, so answer, the name given to that widget, and response, whatever response, an object. So why I use this line, so it contains multiple items, the response contains multiple items. Okay, so I'm trying to access that those multiple items, right? Okay, so let's run this command and you'll be familiar with this. And then another thing that you have to note is that you have to generate this API key. Okay, don't worry guys, I'll be deleting this API keys after I make this, after I finish making this video. Okay, so you need to generate this API keys. So for that, what you have to do is go to OpenAI website, go to your account, go to view API key, and then you'll see the available keys over here. Okay, so yeah, this is a one-time thing. Okay, so you cannot click anywhere and then see the keys. Okay, you just have to save it somewhere safe on your laptop. Okay, so, but once you have uh, lost that key, the only thing that you can do is to generate a new key. Okay, and generate this key, copy this key and save it somewhere. Okay, this is what the key looks like. Once again, I'll be deleting this key. Okay, once you close it, there's no way of checking this. Okay, these are the keys that I have generated while making these videos. Okay, and that key in your code, you have to enter it under the section OpenAI.API equal to key. Okay, this is not a good way of storing the key in your program, but I'm not going to share this program with anyone, right? So I don't have to store it in an environment variable or on a configuration file. So for this demo purposes, so it's for my use case, I'm just using I'm typing the key directly here. Okay, yes, with this few lines of code we'll be generating this UI. Okay, yeah, I've already generated, right? So this is the widget. Okay, so we'll be entering so we'll be entering this the prompts here, and it will generate the when you after entering typing the prompt, click on submit and it will generate the result. Okay, so what should I type? How are you? Click on submit. Okay, so this is the second part. Okay, answer label. Okay, answer label equal to tk.label text equal to, so whatever text that has been generated, whatever the response that has been generated is provided under this variable called text. Okay, and then these are the result. I'm fine, thank you. Okay, so okay, and then but if you see here, this is the complete response that it generated from the this is a so I'm just taking out this text part. Okay, I'm just taking out this text part. I am fine, thank you. But from the API, from OpenAI, this is a complete response that I got. Okay, so the model that I'm using is text DaVinci 002, object text completion, uses completion token 9, prompt token 4. Yeah, this is the complete code, and I'm using just this text part. Okay, that's where so that's where this choices, there's this choice, there's another object, finish response, index, log problem, text. That's why it's going to first option. Okay, I'm selecting first option, and under this first option I'm selecting the text part, and it displays the value of this key. So the text is a key, and then generate whatever that has been generated here. So this line corresponds to this. Okay, response choices is the first object, first item, and under this first item there is another object. Okay, and then this object contain this finish response, index. So first item, so I select it, first item is selected using 0 because in computer counting starts from 0. Okay, and under this first item I'm trying to access this text part. Okay, so this is a complete response, and from this complete response I'm trying to generate just this text part. Okay, okay, sing a song. I heard you sing a song in the sound. Funny. Okay. What the hell? I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Um, email to my hi boss, asking for a raise. Okay. It generated this. Hi boss, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to talk to you about my salary. I know I have been with the company for a while. I appreciate blah 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 blah. Your name. So this is the prompt. Okay. So yeah, you might be thinking, why is this guy using this prompt? Okay. I just want to learn. So since me coming from uh, so I don't have much experience with programming, right? But I see a huge potential uh, in the AI models. Okay, not just OpenAI. OpenAI's API model. There are lots of AI models, but the one that I like the most is OpenAI, definitely. Uh, so I see a huge potential, right? So in in this coming week, I intend to develop a small working app. Okay, so I want to use that app. I'm not focusing too much on the API, but I just want to develop an app using Flutter. uh, but in the background, I'm just going to uh, get the response from this for powerful AI models. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to learn how to interact with the. I'm trying to learn how to interact with with this AI models. Okay, so this is not a good looking AI. This is not a good looking uh, uh, app or a graphical user interface, but at least it's working. That's what uh, I'm really happy about, and that's why I'm trying to share with you guys. Okay, so it's small, like I was heartbroken. Okay, when it was not working, as you can see from the length of this conversation, right? You can see that I can scroll how long it took me. This is just a conversation. So it took me hours and hours of reading, right? But at the end, the funny thing is that all this I had no knowledge about Tinkler. First of all, I had no knowledge about Tinkler. Okay, uh, Kindler or Tinkler. I'm not sure. I'm not able to pronounce his name. Okay, but in one day, the funny thing is that in one day, I'm able to create a graphical user interface. Okay, create a prompt, and then get a response like this in one day. So is there a way to show how long? Yeah, I'll show you. This is a project collaboration, right? Let me show you. I just created this in one day, right? The time, the way to show this time. Time will convert just project collaboration, right? There's a way to show this time. I'll be really happy. Okay, but yeah, in one day, the craziest thing is that in one day I was able to create this graphical user interface and then interact with the OpenAI's API and then get a response like this. Okay, yeah, I'm really happy, and I am really excited for the future. Okay, so and one thing that I want to note here is that people are thinking, okay, this is going to okay, the experience programmer, they'll be saying, okay, this is not going to replace our program at all. and some people who are not good with programming, they are thinking that okay, this is a great tool. Okay, so the thing is that it's not about replacing. What I see is that it's not about replacing or not replacing. It's about opening up the, see, I have uh, create this small graphical user interface within one day, right, without me having even a single knowledge about this thing, right? So I think the main thing is that people who are eager to learn, right? People who are eager to learn this type of API, this type of uh, interactive tools, it's going to open up lots of doors to people who don't have knowledge. The thing is that, when, so it's not, I'm not able to get, see, I just want to show you something. So, so it's like having a teacher. Okay, sometimes, even though sometimes it's wrong, it's like having, so having chat, if you're eager to learn, having this chat GPT is like having a teacher, but who but a teacher who does not pass judgment. Okay, because of that, I'm not afraid, I'm not you know I don't feel shy of asking. So sometimes in class, because uh, like in class, let's talk very realistically. So when you are in class, okay, you have a doubt. Okay, when you try to ask a question, what happens? You might feel shy, and then okay, people might think that I'm stupid. But mainly because when those things, like when small doubts that we cannot ask, when those things accumulate, and in the long run it became a huge problem, and we said okay, I'm not good with programming, I'm not good with history, I'm not good with geography, I'm not good with science, I'm not good with maths. It's not that we are not good with those things, it's just that our doubts compile up. Okay, pile up, and in the long run we become very bad in that particular field. But here, when some error comes up, okay, so see this, how many times I done these things, right? How many times I, so this is a small thing, name error. Okay, uh, so since I don't have to go out on the browser and go and read all those, so if I type this error, uh, if I type this error in the Google prompt, will it work? Let's test it. Will it work? It will never work. I'm telling you, it's a whole new game. Okay? So it says that, okay, you just saw that. I just copied this, and it's, there's no such thing as this on the internet. Okay? But what did this ChatGPT does? It's able to find out there's a name error. A name error means this, do that. Based on this, I was able to make correction. It's, I'm telling you, it's like one, so it's like having the greatest teacher on the planet. One of the great, if not the greatest, if it's like having one of the greatest teacher on the planet sitting by your side. A teacher not just good with programming, a teacher who is uh who is well burst with so many things like history, programming, grammar, language, all those things. It's like having like that. Okay, sometimes I assure you, like sometimes it makes a mistake, but you have to do your own digging when those things comes up. But this is a whole new thing. This is a whole new thing. Okay, so I'm really excited for the future, and in this week I'll be trying to create a small Flutter app that uses APIs for interact for in the background, and then I'll try to launch it. I'll try to at least have a working prototype, not a working prototype. I will have a simple app, a running app, by the end of this, by the end of next week. Okay, so I highly encourage you guys to try this tool for yourself. And please remember, in one freaking day I created this graphical user interface for interacting. Let me show you one thing. Okay, but this I have so many apps that I have created. You can see this is me interacting. So this is the key. I'll be deleting this, don't worry about this. I think this is dir.py. Okay, so now I'm not going to use the browser or the code, right? So I'm just going to launch this, blah blah blah. I get this prompt. Okay, write a poem about Earth. See this? How cool is this? This is like creating thing is a whole new game. Okay, I just type something and it's just a widget just pop up. You saw that, right? I didn't have to use the browser. The earth is our home, the place we live and grow, is where we find our food, and the air we breathe is a place of wonder and a place of peace. The earth is our home and we should take care of it. We should protect it and cherish it. It's the only home we have and we should treat it right. How crazy is this? How crazy is this? Okay, click on OK. So everything is written over here. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Yeah, I highly encourage you guys to try it out for yourself. Like people, especially people who have uh, uh, you know who have been who have been trying to learn the tool, and but not sure where to start learning a thing like writing or programming, anything. Just use this tool. It will be the best companion that you can ask for. It will be the best companion that you can ask for. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.